Thanks for tuning in. Hi, I'm Beth Keener from HXGN TV. And today we are speaking with Nisbet Chimbosa, who is Geospatial Support Consultant at GeoData Design, and Walter Brox, who is CEO of Imagem. And we're going to talk about the latest geospatial technologies and how they can help develop smarter nations. All right, gentlemen, are you ready to dig right in?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
we're ready.
Let's
I'm
do it.
ready for you.
Nisbet, I'm going to start with you, okay?
Thank you.
So first, I'd like for you to tell us about GeoData Designs' Prometeo algorithm and how that's helping develop fire danger ratings.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Beth, for having me here.
Yes, absolutely.
Probably before I start, I'll probably just give you a brief background of our organization and how we came up to have Prometeo. GeoData Design is a geospatial services company with over 20 years experience in offering geospatial services with a focus on remote sensing. And we have a team of experts, diverse experts with different backgrounds, allowing us to create and offer innovative solutions such as Prometeo in this case. Um, I'm sure you're familiar with vegetation fire. I mean, we all know that fires pose a serious risk to human life,
Absolutely.
geography, I mean, the environment, and assets. Right? And in America alone, for instance, we know that about 1.3 million fires are recorded annually. That's yeah.
And some of the biggest we've ever seen recently, right?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, speaking case in point is the Napa Valley fires, for instance.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now we start seeing that these large fires start occurring rather regularly, right? And most of the time when they happen, we are unprepared to respond to them. We basically respond reactively when they happen. So this is where Prometheus comes in. Prometheus is basically a satellite-based vegetation fire probability analysis solution that we offer as a subscription service, and we update it monthly or quarterly depending on what is required. But basically, we're taking into consideration large or big data to come up with an algorithm or with a probability of vegetation fires. And the data that we consider in this case, we're looking at daily weather data, satellite imagery, topography, and we're also looking at human geography layers, right? And one of the questions that I usually get a lot is Prometeo. Why the name Prometeo? Why did
Sure.
for us Prometeo was inspired basically by Prometheus
Ah,
from Greek mythology, who basically gave mankind the knowledge of fire. And his name also means foresight or forethought, basically thinking ahead, right? And through Prometeo, I mean, we build it with the notion that vegetation fires, or the risk associated with vegetation fires, can be managed if we deal with the fires or we deal with events proactively rather than reactively.
right.
So what we're trying to do here is making organizations being proactive in protecting the assets from vegetation fires. That is Prometeo.
Ah, what a great explanation.
Thank you.
And a very cool name.
Thank you.
Greek mythology. All right, well, I do have another question for you,
Yeah.
So basically what I would like to know is what Hexagon Geospatial Solutions are you leveraging for the efforts that you're using
In
with
Prometeo.
Prometeo?
Okay, awesome. So the algorithm, which is called Prometeo, the way we developed it, I mean, we came up with this after extensive research and development. Obviously, we consulted remote sensing experts, vegetation management experts, and vegetation clearing experts. And what we did at the end, we came up with an algorithm that can fuse and process big data, right? And like I mentioned, the data that we process, rainfall data, daily weather data, actually, let me put it that way, satellite imagery, topography, and human geography, all these layers, we combine them together. But we're using ADAS Imagine's spatial modeler from Hexagon Geospatial to basically build this. And then we also have advanced Python scripting to basically put all these data sets together and come up with that probability, vegetation probability.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, Nisbet.
But,
All right, we're going to move on to you, Valtor. How are you doing over there?
I'm good.
You've been an active listener. It's
Yes.
appreciated.
Yeah.
So, Valter, I'd like for you to give us kind of a high-level overview of the Common Ground initiative that Imagem is using in the Netherlands.
Yeah. Well, first of all, start off with saying this is a great example of, and I think it also relates to the keynote we saw yesterday from Ola.
Absolutely.
So this is an application that's already possible, and it uses a lot of data that's already available.
yeah.
But something that I really worry about is that only 0.5% of all data that is available is used intelligently.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same what Ola referred to yesterday in his keynote, He said we should use the data that's already there in a more intelligent way. And that's also the foundation of this Common Ground initiative in Holland. This is started 2 years ago, and it's an initiative by the Dutch government, because they recognized that there's the technological developments is so fast, but the government is really not able to adopt this technology sufficiently and fast enough. So we have an issue with the data. The technology is available. There's so many cool applications and algorithms,
Yep.
but the government is unable to use them and to implement them and to adopt them.
Exactly.
So it's no longer really a technology challenge. It's more like a human challenge. I think it's a challenge of people. And that is what the Common Ground initiative refers to. And it starts off by recognizing that all data needs to be at one source. And we need platforms and engines and cool algorithms that can tap into it. We already have that available. And then we should focus more on the user experience at the front side. So the Common Ground initiative started 2 years ago, and it's now being adopted as a more modern architecture, which is very open and enables governments to sort of reuse applications from one municipality or city to another based on the same architecture. Because in the old days, the applications were made in silos, data was inside of that application, and they couldn't really innovate.
Right.
With this new architecture that is now adopted by the entire government, it makes it a lot easier to move applications from one organization to the other and solve the questions that we need to address, and to use the data that's already there more intelligently and move forward to solving the next questions. And I think that that initiative is exactly what Ola referred to, is we should leverage the things that we already have and use data more intelligently.
With that, is it also more user-friendly as well? Because you were talking about public interfaces. Is that part of the Common Ground initiative and making it more understandable?
Yeah, you see more and more. We all grow up with smartphones, right? And
Yes.
we are used to certain interfaces, and the technology that Hexagon Geospatial has available. These are great and easy to use interfaces, and easy to quickly adjust and modify and build.
Right.
So from that perspective, the technology is no longer the issue.
Right.
And that's a new challenge for us, right? Because we always looked at problems from a technology perspective, and now more and more we have to figure out how can we help government agencies to adopt it.
I see, yes. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to stick with you. I have one more question. With the Common Ground initiative, how is it giving all municipalities access to smart maps to share and leverage?
Yeah, so one of the initiatives that Imagem started in the Netherlands is the valley concept. And a valley is a place where, in the old days, everyone came together to trade and to share experiences and knowledge. Cities evolved around valleys. And we see Valley as an initiative where we bring all the apps and algorithms and models that the government has created in one location. We will try to bring them together and create this space of like a co-creation platform where they can work together, because they have similar issues to address, one city to the next, but they're not built to cooperate. So Valley is an initiative to help them sort of recycle the knowledge and the applications, the smart maps and the algorithms from one city to the next.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you. And I would like to know, gentlemen, for either of you, do you have anything additional that you would like to add?
Okay. If I can start. Is it
Yeah,
fine?
sure.
I guess, yeah. So maybe if I can just also add something. We offer Prometheus. Also, Prometheus is basically offered as a standalone data service, right? That we deploy into Map Enterprise or dynamic platforms such as Map Enterprise for workflow-driven requirements. In this case, that we're looking at vegetation clearing and vegetation management. And when we developed Prometheus initially, we primarily developed it for companies that have assets that are spread across the Earth's surface. So in this case, we're looking at your utility companies, your oil and gas companies, your railway and transport companies. So these are the companies that can actually benefit from implementing Prometheus, as well as insurance companies and civil protection agencies in this case as well, to assess the proximity of human settlements to the risk of vegetation fires before they happen, basically allowing us to use the data that we have to respond to these challenges that we face on a regular basis.
Thank you, Niesbert. And Walter, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think what's interesting is that, if you look at the developments of Hexagon Geospatial, focusing on smart site, smart city, smart nation, and for instance, the Common Ground initiative on the other side, and you have these great algorithms from Prometheus, all of the applications that are already there. You see that the government is really trying also to realize that the adoption rate of this technology is too slow. And at this moment, from a technological perspective and from the government perspective, it really comes together in a really nice way. So in that respect, I'm really excited that we're on this train and there's so much to do.
Yeah.
And it really helps that the government also realizes that it's not going fast enough. So I think we're entering a very exciting time to utilize the things that are already there and use our data more intelligently.
Keep that train moving forward.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Fascinating conversation. We appreciate you being with us today. And if you would like more information about today's topic, please visit hexagongeospatial.com. Or you can watch additional episodes or learn more by visiting hxgnspotlight.com. Thank you again for watching.